What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Monday morning episode of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all of my socials at Sports Talk Matt, and we are back after a nothing day. Yesterday was NFL Futures Sunday. It was nice to take a break. Give us a day to kind of kick back. Baseball was wonky yesterday, so I'm glad we avoided kind of the weirdness of a Sunday baseball slate. We're back with Major League Baseball coming up here for today, but some of you kind of told on yourself a little bit. You see these things behind me? You see that B? Above it is a Boston Bruins symbol. Most of the stuff behind me is in reference to Boston. For you guys who think I'm a Cowboy fan, what in the world gave you any idea that I was a Cowboys fan? The thing that's interesting about gambling is that most of us who have done this for a while are able to separate money from emotion. We're all just cheering for laundry at the end of the day, aren't we? I mean, at the end of the day, different people, different humans are wearing the colors, the jerseys, the laundry of our favorite teams, and it constantly changes, right? I mean, every once in a while we get one guy who plays the entire career with that one team that we like, but for the most part, it's shuffle the deck every year, right? So when you gamble, we're betting numbers, we're betting prices, and we're betting teams, but we're not betting with our heart. When you bet with your heart, it's why I say this all the time. 85% of the time, when somebody goes off on some tangent about why the bet sucks, 85% of the time, the bet cashes. Because that person's not arguing with a logical mind. That person is arguing because they are emotionally hurt by the fact that I am betting against their team. Eagle fan in the chat. Equally ridiculous, as Cowboy fan was in the chat. Cowboy fan applauding taking the Cowboys to win the division. Eagle fans butthurt that how could anybody pick against us? We're the champs. Don't you know we haven't even dropped our banner yet? I don't care, okay? When it comes to gambling, I don't care. I don't care about your feelings either. But I don't care about whether or not your team is being insulted or you think I'm a Cowboy fan. If you want to call me a homer for a Boston sports fan, fine. At times I will be, and I will honor, and I will wear that hat. I'm the Bostonian as the BVB hat that I am wearing. I'm the Bostonian, okay? I'm not from Dallas. I'm not from Texas. I lived there for 18 months. That's all I've had. I lived in Texas for 18 months. I lived in Houston, not Dallas. Okay? So, the 4 plays I gave out yesterday had nothing to do with fandom. Had everything to do with numbers, had everything to do with prices, and what I think is a good bet. And I think the Cowboys to win the division is a good bet. Will it cash? I don't know. Let's talk in January. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe we hedge off it. 6-1, 6-1, right? Heck, I've got the Brewers at 27-1. Are the Brewers the best team in the National League? No, that's the Dodgers. When they want to play like it, are they going to win? Are the Dodgers going to go back-to-back? No, I don't think they're going to. Just like the Eagles. I don't think the Eagles are going back-to-back. I don't. I would bet against it. I would bet the no. Eagles to win it all. No. It's got nothing to do with fandom, however. It's got just to do with logic. So, in the comment section, guys, yikes. Like, come on now. That was high comedy. That was enjoyable for me to read all that yesterday morning when the podcast came out. Oh boy, that was great. We don't have anything to recap, obviously, because of the fact that here we are with a baseball Monday and nothing from yesterday, nothing from the week. But I have to go back and double check this, but I'm pretty confident that was a winning week. So off to a good start here in the month of August. I do know that. I do know it's a winning month so far for us here for August. And a reminder about how this week is going to go. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday podcasts, and Thursday for that matter, will be all normal. I will then be traveling Thursday to New England. There will be a podcast that will drop. Friday morning's podcast will drop a little bit earlier than normal just because I'm on a red eye to fly across the country. So you're going to get some of the early games, the Friday football games. You're going to get that pretty early in the day on Thursday. And then I'll be out of town for the weekend for Labor Day. And then we will turn around and we will be in New Hampshire, in New England again. And then surgery happens the following Thursday. So we are 13, 12 days away from surgery. And then so I'm out on Friday the 5th, Saturday the 6th, Sunday the 7th, with hopefully a return coming on Monday the 8th. But that's a TB determined based upon the surgery and what I'm doing. So hopefully we're back on Monday for the first Monday Night Football. And like I mentioned before, next week you're going to get a long 30-minute podcast from me based upon all the picks I'm going to make for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the first week of the NFL and week 2 of college football. So stay tuned for all of that coming up for us on the future episodes of the Daily Juice podcast. This podcast wants to remind you about what's going on with the betting systems that are available for you guys to go and check out. The BettingPros system. This is going to be a very large part of the new refresh for the BettingPros app, which is going to be coming very soon. This is designed to help you find winning strategies and make smarter bets. Customize your betting systems by bet, sport type, by time frame to find the best opportunities using real-time data and expert analysis. Track the performance of different betting systems over time and optimize your bets to increase your chances of success. Download the Betting Pros app today or go to bettingpros.com/systems to elevate your betting strategies and to make smarter bets. Be watching for the update for the new Betting Pros app. It is coming very soon before we kick off the NFL season. You will see some very new tricks and toys that we got on the Betting Pros app coming very soon. All right, let's start talking Major League Baseball for today. I'm going to start with the Yankees. They're throwing this Scheitler cat, Cam, at home, 4.12 ERA, 1-1. Only 19 and 2/3 innings worth of work. Last game against the Rays, it went 6-4. It went over the 9 total of this game here today for the Yankees. Yankees hit a bunch of home runs yesterday, and that's the fear, right? Because they can score a bunch of runs when they hit home runs, but they haven't been scoring. So they finally scored against the Red Sox to avoid a 4-game sweep. It would have been the first 4-game sweep at Yankee Stadium by the Red Sox since 1939. So they avoided that bit of history for this. But 4-1, 5-3, 2-0, 4-2 in the 4 games prior. All losses, by the way, for Cam and the Yankees. He is going to be going up against Brad Lord and the Nats. And you might go, well, this is an easy win for the Yankees against the Nats. Hold on. Brad Lord the team has won 5 of his last 6 starts. And we're talking against the Mets, the Phillies, the Giants. He lost to the Brewers, but he beat the team beat the Houston Astros, and he beat the Reds. It's pretty good. Those are all really good teams that he beat. So the Nats aren't going to be just a pushover here. The Nats could be a real problem for teams that run into Washington here during the rest of this season. They're a team like you really don't want to be playing them all that much. Now, they're not like, Miami, who is 76 and 54 on the run line, but they're still, a team you don't want to be running into. The Nats have been playing better, and Brad Lord has been pretty good on the road. 2.54 ERA, a 3-3 mark, a 220 opposing batting average, just 13 earned runs in 46 innings worth of work. And here's the key thing, only 2 home runs given up. The total's 9. I'm going to go under. I think both starting pitchers are going to go deep into this game. I think the Yankees aren't going to, they scored 7 runs yesterday against the Red Sox, but I'm not in love with the Yankees right now with their offense and the way that they've been scoring, or the lack of offense for the Yankees here. They scored 7, but it was 1, 0, 3, 6, 13 against the Rays. They scored against the Rays on the road, but at home, 1 against the Twins, 9-6. This could easily be a 6-2 final for the Yankees, and we wind up going under 9. I'm going to play the under. Nats and the Yankees. We're going to go under 9 for 1.1 units. Bet number 2, let's talk about the Milwaukee Brewers. I'm in love with Milwaukee. As you guys know, I'm in love with Milwaukee. They've lost back-to-back games. Okay, this is kind of rare. They lost 3 in a row to the Cubs. Then they beat the Cubs and beat the Giants 4-1, 5-4. So 2-game losing streak. 7-1, 4-3 to the Giants. They beat them 5-4 in the first game. Diamondbacks going to Milwaukee coming up here tonight. Diamondbacks are 30-35 on the road. Milwaukee is 43-22 at home, and they're throwing Brandon Woodruff, who's 4-1 with a 2.47 ERA on the year, and at home is 2 at a 2.53 ERA. 1-0, just 6 earned runs in 21 1/3 innings worth of work, a 203 opposing batting average. The team, up until the Cubs start on the road in his last game, the team had won every single start that Brandon Woodruff had made. Now, he hasn't won every game on the run line. 3-1, 6-5, 6-0, 3-2, 8-2, 3-1, 12-5, and a loss. So going by that rhythm, run line here today for the Milwaukee Brewers, and I think it's a good bet. I think it's a decent shot. Why? The Brewers hammer lefties. The Brewers are batting .266 against lefties. That's second best in all of Major League Baseball. The Brewers have hit 38 home runs off lefties. That's ninth best in Major League Baseball. The Brewers have driven in 188 runs against lefties. That is second best in Major League Baseball. They're facing a lefty in Edward Rodriguez. Erod going on the road, a 5.14 ERA, a 4-5 record, and an opposing batting average of .309, 35 earned runs, and 79 innings worth of work. Let's take run line. It's plus money. It's a shot, but I'm going to take it. Let's take a shot here with the Brewers on the run line at plus 130 for 1 unit. And finally, we go to a late game here with the Seattle Mariners at home against the Padres. This is going to be a really fun game, but here's the thing. J.P. Sears, a lefty. Seattle equally is good against left-handed pitching. Seattle, in terms of home runs this year, Seattle is currently, where's that with it's RBI, sorry. Seattle RBI, 7th best in Major League Baseball with 157 RBIs, tied for 7th with the Dodgers for the most RBIs up against left-handed pitching. The Red Sox are first with 200, but the Mariners at 157 right behind them. The Mariners have hit lefties. They're in the top half with a 235 opposing batting average. They obviously have guys like Cal Raleigh here, and J.P. Sears has been okay. 8-1 win in his last start, his second start for his new team in the Padres at home, but his one road start, a 6-2 loss. He went 5 innings, gave up 5 earned runs to the Arizona Diamondbacks in his lone start for the Padres on the road. He's facing Bryce Miller here. Bryce Miller at home hasn't been great. It's been kind of up and down. A 1-2 mark, 5.11 ERA is not tremendous, but at home, he won his last start 5-4. The team won his last start 5-4 in 11 innings for him. So this could be an over game. I don't mind the over in this play either, but given the fact that I think we got Seattle, who is hitting the baseball really well. They're coming off of a massive win yesterday, 11-4 against the A's. They took 2 of 3 against the A's, and that snapped them out of that losing streak where they had lost 5 games in a row, 2 to the Mets, and getting swept at the Phillies to bounce back, win 2 out of 3. Cal Raleigh hit his 48th and 49th home run to set the catcher record yesterday for the Mariners. Now they're back against the Padres here, 70-61 on the year for the Seattle Mariners, 39-26 at home, 31-35 the Padres on the road this season. Take the Mariners to win the first game of this series on the money line at -122. So 3 plays for us in Major League Baseball. Mariners money line at -122. Brewers run line at +130. Nats and the Yankees under 9 at -110. Those are the plays for us here on a Monday. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all my socials at SportsTalkMatt every morning, wherever you guys get your podcasts. It is the Daily Juice.